Hi everyone, this is James Wilkes from Faith Mountain Farm and Hive Tracks. Just wanted to give you a quick update on our sourwood flow this year. This is our first update of the season. I've been hearing a few reports from North Carolina and also watched Bob Benny's report from northern Georgia. This is a report for June 28th on Friday, and I checked the yards. These two locations are both in the 1,300 foot elevation range, and this yard here has 41 hives in it, I believe. And I'm going to show you a few graphs from the past week, June 21 through June 28. You see right here there was a 23-pound weight gain over that time period, which is not bad. But you can also see that it was fairly small for the first few days, and then on June 27th there was a pretty big jump. We had a change in weather that day. If you remember last week, it was quite dry and warm or even hot for this time of year, and then we had a few showers that morning on June 27th. In fact, it rained or showered pretty well for most of the morning in both of these yards, but the bees were able to get out in the afternoon, and there was a good nectar flow in the afternoon and evening for that day. And then on the 28th, it continued. In this particular yard, we've got 3 hives on scales. There was a 23-pound and a 26-pound and a 15-pound weight gain. You can see the curve of the weight gain for each of these is pretty consistent with the weather and conditions for that yard. The nectar is flowing well in those yards now. You can begin to see the white on the edges in the honey supers, which is what we really love to see this time of year. It means they're really getting going well. On the way out from that yard, we checked the trees, and if you look at these blooms up close, they're maybe a third of the way done, so we've got a good bit of flow left, and so we're looking for the nectar flow to continue. The other yard is just a little ways down the road over towards 421 corridor at the bottom of the mountain before you go up the hill. Again, similar elevation. Looking at the graphs, there were 2 scales in this particular yard, and note that this scale begins on June 24th. That's because we moved these hives in a little bit late into this yard and got them there on the 24th, but you can also see that on the 27th there was a healthy weight gain. Things were beginning to pick up, and it's super interesting to me to see that even though we put the hives there on the 24th, by the next day the bees had already figured out where they were and the nectar sources, and were beginning to show some good weight gains. So those 2 hives, a 16 and a 19-pound gain over the really 3 days that the bees were there in that yard. A reminder here that I'm going to be talking about sourwood honey production from a sideliner's perspective. I started making sourwood honey about 16 years ago, and my son is doing that now in a sideliner operation. So I'm going to be sharing about that at the North Carolina State Beekeeping Conference on July 13th. That's the Saturday of the conference at 11 a.m. So I'll be talking more about some of the things I've shown you here and just our experience over the years. So I hope to see you there, and we'll have another update soon. Thanks.